11:05. Welcome to your Sunday morning. Hope you're having a beautiful day so far. Sunday, hopefully, is a time for relaxation. Maybe you like to pick up a good book, sit down in the sun today, and escape to a different time. We're about to speak to one author who's just released a new book that might be right up your street if you're a fan of fantasy, mixed with a war novel. Her Darkest Hour by Suzy Henderson, who's from Cumbria, is a historical fantasy set in World War II Britain, where a hidden network of witches works alongside MI5 to fight a magical threat from within. She's speaking to me now. Good morning, Suzy. Well, that was dramatic, wasn't it? How are you?
Hi there. Thanks for bringing me on the show. That was dramatic. I loved that intro.
Hey, no worries. Suzy, where are you right now? I know that you may be at work at the moment. You are writing. Tell me what you can see in front of you. How are you working some magic today, Suzy?
I've got my iMac screen in front of me, full of editing notes.
So not an old school typewriter?
Afraid not. No. I'd be absolutely rubbish with one of those.
Well, it's going to help with the spelling and the grammar. Not that you need help, Suzy. You're an established author. Suzy, before we get to this book and talk more about it, when did you first start writing? I'm curious. How did you find that you wanted to do it, and how did you get into it?
Well, first of all, I love World War II fiction and have done for many years. But I also had that sort of personal connection with the family, grandparents, and my husband's family also served in both World Wars. And I came to do my degree later in life. I studied English Lit and creative writing with the Open University, which for me was fabulous because I could do that from home. And the creative writing elements were a revelation, and that was what got me into writing. To be honest, up until that point, which was 2006, going back a while, I hadn't even considered writing a novel or a short story. I probably thought back then, oh, goodness me, don't be stupid, you'll never do it. But it was brilliant, it was amazing. It kind of probably brought out the writer in me, doing that degree, if I'm honest. And I'm
interested to know because I've always wanted to maybe write a book, a novel, fiction. We've all got stories in us, I think. It's just taking that first step, and you can be quite nervous to do that and think, oh, no one would want to read my stuff. I don't know if I'm good enough. But you're saying that course at the Open University really helped you and maybe ignited something you didn't know was there. Absolutely, yes. And of course, we did get criticism on that course, friendly criticism. Positive. It was nice, and you didn't mind being told, oh, no, this is rubbish, or, don't do it like this. But it was really, really encouraging criticism and support, which is the main thing. And I think that actually is echoed in the writing community out there for all writers now, and there are many groups that writers can be a part of. The writing community is enormous, global. So let's talk about this new book that you've got out, Her Darkest Hour. So this is set back in World War II. We've got witches working with MI5. Without spoilers, I guess, Suzy, how do witches end up working with MI5 to solve problems?
Right. In the same way as anybody would have done back in the day, in exactly the same way. But we have to remember that we were at war, and it was a different era, and Germany, as well as Britain, had, I'll just say, dabblings in the occult, which isn't black magic or dark magic or harmful magic, by the way. It's basically a broad term for witchcraft.
Okay.
The art of witchcraft, the occult, and it has a lot of stigma attached to it, and there's no need for that stigma. So just to get that out of the way.
Not all witches are bad, is what you're saying, Suzy.
No, I think on the whole, people are not bad, but some people do practice what we know as black magic. Everybody will have heard of that term, which is not for the greater good. That is to cause harm.
Yeah,
okay.
hexes, etc.
Yeah. I don't want a hex,
voodoo.
not today, Suzy.
We don't want any of that.
No.
So this is the difficult line with the book as well. I mean, I have had actually one reader said, "Oh, I don't want anything to do with this," when I was actively promoting the stuff online. But anyway, basically, MI5 took on, shall we say, unusual people back in the day in World War II.
Diplomatic, yes, good.
Yes, unusual people, and they did all sorts. I mean, you might have heard of the stories for D-Day, where we did a big bluff in this country. We employed people who were actual magicians, etc., to help them fake all sorts of things. We had fields full of fake tanks and aircraft and this sort of thing. And
of course.
The sort of to dupe the enemy.
Bit of deception.
Exactly, very, very covert, and so it's not really a far cry to see, have a witch being recruited by MI5.
Absolutely. Now you put it this way, I can see how it happened. Yeah, this makes sense. So spycraft and witchcraft together. Is this one of your favourite books you've written so far? I
think so. Yeah, I think so. And I'll be honest with you, I've read a lot of World War II fiction. I've written two World War II books and a couple of World War II short stories. I was feeling stale and in a massive rut. Everybody, it seemed, had turned in the time from my debut in 2016 to now. Everybody, it seemed, had turned to writing World War II. There's been a massive influx, and it's trying to come up with a unique angle. It's very, very hard. Yeah. And when I came across the real story behind, the real story behind Her Darkest Hour, I thought, oh wow, there's an angle.
Yeah.
Witchcraft, witches in World War II.
That's excited you about writing about this era again. That's great. That's a lovely story.
It did, yeah.
This sounds great, Suzy. So Her Darkest Hour is the book that you're looking for, if this sounds like something you might want to read. Just before I let you go, just back to witchcraft. My mate is a bit of a witch.
Right.
She does the odd spell on that, but it's the stuff that you're talking about. It's not bad stuff. No. Just now and again, she'll go and forage for stuff. She has a little mini cauldron. I'm not making this up. And, people do this.
They do,
But and she's never hexed me. So I think it's all right. Suzy, it's been a joy to have you on today. Enjoy the rest of the day. I know you're writing. Can you give yourself a break and go outside and have a little walk around, get some fresh air and stuff, or are you in it for the long haul today? I'm going to do that this afternoon, I think. Yeah, beautiful. I was in the long haul yesterday, so I definitely need a break. Okay. Suzy Henderson, Her Darkest Hour is the book you're looking for. It's available now. Thanks for spending some time with us, Suzy. Thank you so much. Take it easy. Bye-bye now. And you. Bye.